because I'm excited. Have you
All right, so
apologized?
I was just talking about the overwork of the athletes, such as Ed Kume, Boaji.
Possible overwork.
Yeah, so I believe
I
that.
wouldn't. All right. Can I
Yeah,
raise
yeah,
my hand again? I
Yeah,
yeah.
wouldn't
that's
say
what
he's
what you
overworked
want.
because he has run at. Let me see. He ran at Champs. He ran at Douglas. No, it wasn't Douglas. Youngster Goldsmith.
Yeah, he
Carifta
didn't do a lot
Trials.
this season.
CARIFTA.
So I wouldn't. I
CARIFTA
cannot
trials.
say overwork when normally an athlete would be running from the first track meet in January all the way to Champs. He ran at Youngster Goldsmith,
Yeah.
Carifta Trials, Boys and Girls Champs, and then he turned up at the Carifta
I
Games.
kind of share
So
the
I
same.
would say I wouldn't say that was overwork,
Yeah,
I
with
would
with
say because I would more say fatigue, and you have to remember he took his body somewhere it has never been,
Ah,
and the recovery time was too short
right.
because
So,
he went sub 10. Sub 10 might be 9.99, but we're saying this is something that he has never done before. So the shock that his body in, I don't think it came down in time for character
yes.
because this
Yeah.
boy did not race much this season. And I think he ran at the Gibson relays on one of the
But
relays
it's not
also.
about only racing and what you're doing training as well.
right,
You know?
of course.
So you don't say
I know
race
that,
and
but I'm
race.
just telling
No.
you that his
Because
program is not so much geared to, wasn't even geared so much towards champs, more going to the senior meets. So they would have been spacing out the workload
Right,
a bit more.
accordingly.
no, that not look like them. I don't see them eat. No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
man. Why
I'm
not?
telling you.
Around
Look
ten
at,
zero
I'm
two
look at
telling
it.
last
you.
All
year
right,
now.
look at it. All right, look at the difference. Look at the difference with the time that he's running and the college athletes who are going to run at the nationals. That's what you're looking at. They are running at 10, apart from Blake and who are different
Bleak.
caliber than some of the athletes in colleges who are going to go like them are get Archibald at 10, 12. Them they know and by the championship I'm sure them are gonna break 10 under 10 or low. Understand me most of them.
We
But what
You
hope.
I'm saying
sure?
is that this
You
schoolboy
sure?
running
We
9
hope.
and him could have run lower than that. It means that
I
them are
see you're
focusing.
hopeful with the sub tens.
Well, I believe that these coaches was working on this athlete run lower than even 9.9, 9.94, somewhere
At
lower than that.
champs.
Yeah, at champs, you can see it. The
Uh,
youngster could have
So
run
no, you
he
fast.
can't.
no
No, you can't make that draw that conclusion just
And
because of the
wait, no,
time that
look,
he
no
ran that.
he
Ozzy.
wanted to run sub 10
Suppose
at
no. Who
champs.
knows? Maybe. All right. Let me just say.
No, he
Suppose.
wanted to run sub 10 at champs.
Right.
All right,
That much I can confirm.
Yeah.
right.
But I'm saying if you left off your season at 10.0, running sub
That's
10
there you
early
go.
would not have been so far
There
fetched.
you go. There you go.
No,
There you
but
go.
if
It
you are
is
going
not
to
going to
run,
be far fetched.
if you are going to run 10, 9 below 10, right? It means that your program, more workload will be in your program.
Again, it
Remember,
doesn't
as
necessarily
Alina
have to
said,
be, not
remember he
really.
did 10.02 last. He finished his season at 10.02.
Right,
So your
10.02.
body
So,
still didn't
so
raise.
his
Yes, it has
improvement
not
right now
gone
is
there.
just 0.03.
Minuscule.
No, but
It's
him carrying
just a
faster than
very
that.
small
No, no,
improvement,
no.
so far.
Him run 9.9, but the race
Yeah,
wasn't very well executed at all. I mean, could have run faster than that. So it's for
probably,
me can tell us him in a
probably.
9.95,
A couple hundreds.
9.94
Yeah, a couple
shape,
hundreds.
right?
A
Right.
couple
So that
hundreds.
means when me I take out it is that the coach put more work, more speed work, more endurance work, more thing add to him training. I tell you.
Uh,
So with
I
that
get
now,
what you're saying, but
it means in
I'm just
muscle.
going off conversations I've had with him,
Mm.
and he was like he was not he was saying this year is not as hard as it was last year. But
there you
that's
go.
just a conversation I was having. That's why I
Just
am jumping to his defense. I'm sorry.
Let,
okay.
let,
But them
let,
can't
let,
say anything.
let me put another spin on
Like
this.
Who the
people just say
athlete?
KC used to that. I did put
Let me
Jamaican.
put
No
another
man, I'm
spin on this.
saying the athlete himself, not the coaches.
No, but man I said the
It was
athlete
the
can say
athlete
it
I
too.
was speaking to.
If you ask a Calabar athlete if him was overwork, he's not gonna tell you. Then you look upon
Oh,
Mike. They
I
look
have
upon
heard that.
Michael. They look upon Michael O'Hara. Mash up.
All right,
Yeah, but you see, you're
let us
talking
keep.
about then, but now
Yeah, yeah.
I can attest to our program being one of the lightest I've ever seen. I didn't even know program could be this light. And I was under the original program with Mr. Clark. And when I saw Mr. Bennett's program, I was like, program could be this light? What? Not that there's anything wrong with Mr. Clark's program. I'm just saying that they didn't do a lot of running. They didn't do a lot of running in training. And that was shocking to me because I'm coming from Camperdown where we run every day. Right? I left and I started working where they run every day.
Different philosophy.
And then
different
now,
thing,
and then it comes down to them just probably running 2 times per week, which I've never seen or something along that. I don't really know because I don't do this.
Can I put another little spin on this? Along the same line. I have heard after the and what bothers me is a lot of talk after the fact. Although I do know that there are some people who are saying that he shouldn't have gone. To me, Alana Reid's 10.92 is superior
to the 9.99.
To the 9.99, and we don't hear anybody saying Alana Reid should not have run at CARIFTA. I've not heard anybody say that. Somebody they might have said it.
Can I add my 2 cents on this?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I don't know if I've heard the argument too that he should not have gone, but I think that comment, it doesn't make any sense because some of Jamaica's most decorated athletes have gone to the CARIFTA Games, and we can call a lot of names. So a lot of people saying, "Oh, if I need CARIFTA and shouldn't go." This is actually where our athletes start their international career. So if he had won the 100 meters, there would not have been a discussion that he should not have gone. And I agree with Alina when she said that he wasn't overworked this season, because I can count on one hand how many times he ran before he went into the championship. So he did not do a lot of work. It is just unfortunate.
As far as racing is.
Yeah, right. In terms of racing, right? So it is just unfortunate that he got injured, but we don't want to speculate too much about behind the scene, because really and truly we don't know what's happening behind the scene. But based on running or racing for the season, and Nkrumah run like 2 or 3 100 meters before going into champs. So this thing about he should not have gone, I don't buy into it. Some of our top athletes, as I've said before, have gone there. Usain Bolt ran there, Veronica Campbell Brown ran there, Aileen Bailey, the whole works. So it is a place where our athletes start, and it's just unfortunate that he's injured.
Yeah.
One more thing to throw a little thing into it. Alana was at what? 11.16.
11.16, right.
I won.
Either 1.6 or 1.7. Somewhere 1 something.
And she went down to
10.92.
10.92.
Yep.
Now, if you look at that jump versus
exactly my point.
10.02 to 9.99, which one of them should not have been a CARIFTA if we're going down that?
It would be Alana Reid.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Yes.
But again, I say CARIFTA means a lot for them, and again for me, I think for Nkrumah it was more about redemption.
Yeah. Yeah.
But can we move on to
let's move on. That
we
is what
experienced at this meet?
Yeah, that is what it is. But
officiating.
Okay, all right.
Everybody want to talk about the officiating? Go ahead, HP.
Yes, it was atrocious.
Yeah, the officiating is my big problem, and like how we're sticking with CARIFTA. My first question is protocols. Are the rules, and maybe Alina as a coach you can answer this, but I want to know if World Athletic rules, should it be observed at all global meets?
It is, but this is I think this one is a IWA sanction meet. Most of these meets are.
Yeah,
even the world governing body Ed was there.
Right.
All rules, because when they're disqualifying you, they're disqualifying you based on said rules.
Right.
They disqualify you based on the World Athletics rules.
Right?
So if you're going to DQ me based on said rule, that means you are following
Yes.
protocols
In
from
fact,
said
they do. They're
governing body.
supposed to
All
So
right.
how is it that
because
you now are going to take it upon yourself and create rules to suit yourself
And
within the meet?
this is where the problem is coming, because let's go back to the 4x100 meter relay. Bahamas was left in the blocks. The
No, actually,
race,
he fell down. He false started. No, let's
I
start.
think so
Let's
too,
go
and that's what
correct.
I was getting
He
at.
false started.
And
he,
that's
He
what
was
I was
uptight
getting.
and he fell out the blocks.
And that's what I was getting at. They are. Is it that people are applying these rules based on their connection to the athletes? Because he fell out of the blocks, and if we remember the 100 meter with DeAndre Daly, he fell out of the blocks. So why are we not consistently
yeah.
applying or enforcing these rules? Why in the first place? Why would they even reconsider rerunning that relay, and the relay was called back and the race rerun? Why would you now, after the fact, want to rerun that relay? I need somebody to make sense of it for me, because
Well,
it's not making any sense.
well, based on what happened, Barbados lodged. If that's where we are now, after the race was run, right? We're
Yeah,
moving there. Barbados lodged a protest that they felt they were at a disadvantage because their athlete had run 80 meters or whatever.
He didn't, but yeah.
It may be a little subjective. Well, I don't think the person had run 80 meters. That's number
but
one.
Mr.
And
He
if
Ozzy,
didn't.
but
yes,
I have been watching track and field long enough, and
mm,
when there's a false start or a faulty start, and the race is called back, the race is immediately run, or if the officials decide that, okay, we will rest you a little bit and
right,
run the race later on. So
agree,
for
agree.
the officials to agree and threaten to rerun this race, I'm trying to figure out what it is that they were thinking. Is it that they do not understand the rules fully, or is it that it is
Um,
okay for organizers to tweak the rules?
Hold on.
all right.
HP,
Let,
but you
let,
can't. You're dismissing Barbados complaints though, because
Ye-
how the rule goes for protests. Half an hour after the race is run, you can protest the results. You cannot protest it before they announce the results, right?
Right?
And they are well within them rights. But I think their row should have been, why wasn't Bahamas thrown out? That's where their line of argument should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Why
and that
wasn't Bahamas thrown out? Versus
mm,
my athlete running 80 meter, and
that
then
was
for
at a
Bahamas to
disadvantage.
say, yeah man, he ran
Mm,
80 meters, so we're going to have a rerun. He did not run 80 meter. He
And
didn't.
it
So
did.
and
It did
and
I
definitely.
think Barbados came from the wrong angle in terms of that protest.
And even if
Right.
they did run 80 meters, the officials should have known that the race was called back. I've seen people run 100 meters and have to come back and rerun the race immediately. So
Yeah.
that argument that Barbados put forward, yeah, it's within your right to protest, but the officials supposed to be the ones who understand the rules and said, okay, this that you're bringing to us is not enough for us to rerun this race or to even reconsider the results. And while Barbados blunder, Bahamas blunder even bigger than
All right.
Barbados.
Let me just shed a little light here. I went through the rules, the World Athletics competition rules a little earlier. When there's international meets, which I CARIFTA would fall in that category,
Yeah.
the jury and there's a jury and a jury of appeal, and
Mm-hmm.
how it's is comprised is of, I would imagine, personnel from different countries, because the rule specifically states that any country um, who is lodged an appeal or whatever, the member on the jury should remove himself. Should, and if he has not, the chairman of the jury should remove him. So the personnel who were looking at the protests and the appeals and all that would not have been. There shouldn't be any Barbadian in that grouping.
Okay, okay.
And I say should not because
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It seems as if yeah, they
I
should
think,
not.
and this is my opinion, I think the bigger mistake was made by Bahamas and not Barbados because people are entitled to appeal, even if you're wrong.
Mm,
I mean, not appeal, protest. Even if you're wrong, it is within your right
right.
to make a case if you want to get more out of the result that you got. So, but it was
Should have been
the
thrown out.
organizing committee should have known the rule enough to know that. But this doesn't make sense.
Or the jury.
A false start, and a faulty start calls back the race and run it immediately, or they can use their discretion to run it later on if they want to, but not after a race is completed and oh,
Yeah, it looked messy. And then
it is messy.
even how it all ended in that wh- when it was announced that the race would be rerun, and then um, only Barbados and Bahamas
True,
apparently
yeah, true.
agreed to rerun, and then it was cancelled, and then Jamaica ended up getting back the medal. It even make it look even worse.
Yes, indeed,
It just
indeed, indeed,
yeah.
It
indeed,
shows
I
indeed.
mean,
incompetence.
I think in the end, good sense prevailed. In that we got the medal that we deserved.
Yeah,
But
but
it
my
just the whole
question,
process. It
But
just
that
looked
was
messy.
due to, but that was Ozzy. That was also due to the other country saying, "Listen, we're not doing this with you."
Right, exactly. So what if they had decided to run the race? You're absolutely right. You are
And
absolutely right.
somebody in the comments was talking about the starter being hung up between on your mark and set before the gun because the hold is so long. The
yes, yes,
hold is forever.
All
yeah,
right.
I observed that. I
I
observed that.
have looked at again. I look at the rules and the IF rule. It
But they can
says
hold it as long as they want.
yeah.
No,
Exactly.
but that doesn't make
No.
sense.
Wait. Let me just
But the
elaborate. Let me
rule
just elaborate
says,
what the rule said.
either they can
Yes.
hold you as long, it is up to the
Until
starter
everybody is
to
steady.
hold you as long as he or she
Until the rule
wants.
is
Yep.
steady. He said right. The
So we're
rules.
not going to get rid of false start then. We're not going to get rid of it.
No, we can't. No, man. What in fact, and what some starters do is say get up. That's why they tell them stand up because this they on your mark, set until everybody is steady. The starter is not
Settle.
supposed to fire the gun.
So if I start to decide that within 30 seconds you're not ready, we're going to
No,
hold
man.
you there?
No.
No, I'm
No,
just saying.
he's
No. I
supposed to
know. I
say
know what you're
stand
saying.
up.
No, I'm
And,
just saying if everybody is entitled to do it
all right,
how they want to, then
let
Yeah,
me.
how are
but you're
we
not
going
listening
to
to what
get?
he said, Heather.
Hmm.
Heather.
Yeah.
He said the starter cannot send off the athletes until everybody is
Everybody is
settled.
steady.
If
Right.
when he looks they're not settled, it is for him to say stand up.
Stand up.
Yes,
Exactly.
I
Right.
agree.
Then you go back into your blocks and you settle in.
Right.
And then when him think you're settling, fire the gun. But
Right.
again, it is up to the starter to hold you
Yes.
as long as
Yes.
he wants to. Within reason though. It's within
Within
reason.
exactly. And the rule does state
And
that there's
then
no set time between the set and the gun.
time.
It does say that. And it also goes further to say that you will because of that you will see sometimes it fire quicker than other times. But good sense have to prevail. You can't hold
Interesting.
everyone
Very
Mm-hmm.
right.
interesting. Yeah.
In fact, I try.
Um, my question is, and I like fairness, I hate injustice. So when I
Mhm.
see inconsistency a
Right.
certain way, it piqued my interest. But is it that um is it that officials or organizers are not applying these rules consistently?
HP.
Yes,
I don't cut them. Let me just give an update on the medal tally quickly, and then you can get back to the argument.
sure.
Yeah,
Right.
yes, I want yes, good.
So
Yeah, I was
the medal tally from Bahamas was Jamaica 40 gold, 19 silver, 12 bronze, total 71 medal. All
So
right.
it
So
gone
again,
down, it gone
40 gold, 19 silver, 12 bronze, and in total 71. They took away one gold medal from us in the hurdles event, and I
So
think it was
he's
Shaquin
actually
Garden that
They no,
disqualified.
they also said that
Shaquin
this
Garden that
one,
DQ.
Jacqueline,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm saying, how do
That
you? They said he false started actually, and we said he
When?
was the last one out. He
yeah.
was the last.
When?
So Mr. Riley went and he checked, and the boy did not false start because you know that there is a time, you know, the
Reaction
reaction
time.
time and all of
Right.
that. And
Mm.
there was no false
Oh,
start. They
he would
could
have had
not
privy to
I'm
that.
telling
see
you,
false starting.
you see them starting system and them starting system and the time system when them I use, not ready. Because I don't know how the roundup with time go. Like, for example, you run 994, now I'm 1094.
That's
And then
another thing I want to talk
No,
about.
no,
I
eh,
need
careful with that.
Ali.
Careful with that.
Yeah,
Because
I need Alina to explain
I've
how the
seen it at
flash
our jobs.
time.
I've
How
seen
the,
it at our meets.
no, but it depends. It
No,
depends.
I've seen it at
But you
our
see
meets.
the
That's in
flash
negative.
time, no.
That's in negative.
No,
Wins.
man, I've seen it at our meets. I've seen it. And
No,
remember,
I understand.
the flash
No,
time is as the name
that's
says,
a
of just a flash time.
flash time. But you see the flash time is just a flash time, as you
Right.
said. The sensor that reads the time and the placement, it doesn't really read so much of people like the lanes when you cross the line.
Mm.
And that will give you the timing. So sometimes we say flash time, no, you don't really follow the flash time.
No, we don't follow flash time, man. But
Yeah,
me I
guys,
say
so
yeah.
so
Follow
should
flash
too
time.
far.
so question. So
That's too
shouldn't
far.
shouldn't the flash time be an indicator of what time the person run?
And it is most
Not
times.
really, not all
But
the
look
time.
at so the
Usually
wind.
it
It
is.
Look
is,
at
but not all the time.
look at the
Usually
wind.
it's
The wind.
You
close.
see, the wind gauge determine whether it goes up or down,
But the wind gauge
You-
was negative. They're running negative.
but usually it's
And it
close.
went up.
But I have
It
seen
went up.
instances both ways. It usually is
It
close.
Yeah,
was negative.
up to now, I have not checked the wind.
I can go
But
for
it
it
went
right now.
up
All right, let
by
me check the wind. I
between
go
the
for it
flash
right now.
time
I
and
have
the, let me see,
information from my screen.
17
I go for
and 6.
So you're saying that the
17 and
medal's
6.
gone from 78 to 71?
what?
The medal's gone from 78 to 71?
Yeah, 71. Yeah.
It was at 78.
Hold on.
Yeah, well, I saw something that had 42 medals for the women, 36 for the men, which would be
Where you get that from?
78. Some
78.
result, some result link that I got it from.
Oh, yeah.
The last update one was 70. Let me see.
40 goals, right?
40 goal.
22 silver,
Let me see about 22 silver. Hold on.
and six.
19 silver.
Oh,
19 silver.
Okay, I had 22.
And 12 bronze.
Okay,
Maybe,
okay.
maybe they had the one that we got and they took it away.
Oh, so it's now 39 goals.
No, it's 40 goals same way.
this is
The
beyond
rest
potty
is
shop
72.
meets.
But
So,
You
they
see,
still
But
you see this
took away
confusion?
20.
Yeah, this confusion with,
but
I don't know.
even before we get to the medal
one
tally,
second.
so sort
Yeah,
of going back to
protocol.
what Alina said about Saquon Gordon in the hurdles. No, that bothers me. So he false started and they allowed the race to run and then
All
and
right.
he got his medal and God they were
Ozzy,
I saw him getting the medals.
This is
as
just a big mess. That's all I
as
can
well
tell you guys.
Yeah?
well on there. Alana Reid running a negative 1.0 miles
Mm,
per hour.
yeah,
Negative. So
yeah.
you tell me how that work out now? 9.94 flash time. You know, say that
No
go.
man, the flash time is
You know, man, you don't really watch the flash time, but you're not supposed
yeah.
to go so far from the flash
No,
time.
it not well. As I say, I have seen it at our stadium, so
Two
I
time
not
come
going
up,
to
you
eat
know.
them. I
Two
not
time
going to
come
eat
up, you
them
know.
for that.
Two time come up, you know. I beat them at two time come up,
No,
you know.
no, me see it
But
at
you
our
know why I
stadium.
beat them? 11.53 come up. And
I
it
have
carry
seen it. I've
it,
seen it at our stadium with in the
Yeah,
practice.
I've
Yeah,
seen the
so
flash time. Yeah.
yeah, me
no,
not
no.
man. And
11.53 come up and then drop it down to 11.16.
All right, I'm going to ask a question now,
That's
Mr.
it.
Ozzy. Mr.
yes, man.
Ozzy, you've been looking at the rules. What does the rules say about the the country that is organizing a global meet? What does the rule say about being neutral and unbiased? Did you get anything like that?
Um, no, it didn't
Well,
say anything about that. But
well, They're
But
supposed to be.
what I saw was like for and I can't remember exactly no, like for area meets, for example, this would fall under NACAC. I think
Right.
NACAC would assign officials. NACAC assign officials. Even they mention about even the starter and this and the official and the
Yes, I
referee.
saw those. I
Right.
saw those.
So again, this is why I'm a little hesitant about what I say. Because some of the people here may not necessarily be Bahamians who are doing the officiating.
True.
I'm not sure, but I'm a little hesitant because I know it's a
Couple
knockout
Jamaican
thing
good
and
in it.
they may pull officiates from around.
But
Because
Jamaicans in there.
most time, Alina, I want you to answer this for me. When we hosted the CARIFTA last year, did we bring in officials or it was all Jamaican officials? Can you
I'm
remember?
trying to remember. Um,
and
can't say
again,
because for the few that I saw,
They
when
were
I say the few
Jamaican.
I saw, I cannot speak on them. They were Jamaicans. The
Yeah,
few
they
that
were
I
our
saw,
people. They were our
the
people.
few that I saw were Jamaican. But not to say that I'm not saying that we don't bring in or we couldn't,
yeah,
but
Right.
I don't
I know
remember
what I
seeing
mean.
any. But
Knockout personnel here
I
observing
cannot
too.
say, I cannot say 100% that we didn't.
My
I don't
one
know.
of my
I cannot
problem
say.
with one of my problem with character is that
Look
I
at this.
wasn't I with character is that I wasn't able to see um the bias was so strong that I become annoyed watching.
Yeah,
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but the bias was very so strong. And I'm going to give you guys an instance. During the medal presentation and the closing ceremony and everything, the Bahamas allow their swim team that compete in a totally different area, has nothing to do with track and field, to take over the track while they were doing the presentation. So the track and field athletes could not get to come out. The nations could not get to come out and celebrate because their swimmers take over the entire surface and the celebration was just about them. No, I don't know. I have a problem with that.
me have a serious problem with it too. And I was while it was happening, I was talking to a colleague of mine on the phone because you know we're chatting to each other and watching. And we start making this. And we said, this is stupidness. This is
Yeah,
swimming, a swim team. It's just the meet was done. I know one Jamaica who they did not won the championship. For me, I would not have so much of a problem if we done our local as the winning country. Then all right, our team that did well, and you put them on one side. I tolerate that, but that
yeah,
was it was tacky. It was just
yeah.
it was
But
poor,
most of the things
poor
about
taste
the
in
meat
my
is
view.
tacky
Poor
too.
taste.
Because
Yeah,
even though me, well, me still go back to the whole shock one too. Because at the end of the day, you are telling me that you're
Yeah,
going to deem
that
a
bother me.
result
Yeah.
invalid after the meat is completed, After the meat is
And the
completed,
man
you're
getting
going to
medal.
deem a result
Don't they
invalid.
got don't they rewarded the medal?
Yes, everything was done. As I said, the
Can
meat
you recall?
itself was
Didn't
completed.
they get the medal?
Everything was done. Medal
yes,
was issued.
yeah.
Yeah, medals was
Right.
issued.
It's,
Everything
it's
was
just
done. The meat
it's
was
ridiculous.
concluded. The meet was
It's
concluded.
ridiculous.
And then you're going to tell me that you're going to tell me to give you the medal. So you'd have to come take it from around my neck. Sorry, you'd have to
Well,
come physically take it from around my neck.
Yeah,
There's
too many
no
mistakes.
justification.
Yeah,
so
I'm not saying
just a
that
question.
mistakes can't take place. But those,
yeah, too many things went wrong that it's hard
Just a
to
quick.
see the good.
Okay. Just a question. Has it been confirmed that he has been officially disqualified, or is just the thing saying
hold
that
on,
he
let
has
me go
been?
back on the results. Hold on, let
No
me
man,
look
don't
on the
look at the results.
results.
Cause the result that where them put could have can wrong, But just an official from an official
I'm
position.
hold on. All right, let me see if I can ask him if he did play.
Because
I'm not
and
sure if
why I say it that way is at first I saw something that Prince was disqualified.
Yeah. We saw
Right.
it.
But then the results that I look on still show Prince as the winner. So
So Know that we're
No,
on
but
this
Prince
topic.
tweeted.
No,
Prince
no, we're
tweeted. Prince
no.
tweeted that I don't know why nobody take it down in them exact words.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, but Prince tweeted something on Instagram, I think,
Yes.
about the disqualification, and him say like them him can't hold him down and some little stuff. You understand me? But
So it has been confirmed that he was disqualified
yeah,
also.
him confirm it, because I saw it. I think I'm Instagram.
Shakwan, good night.
Oh,
Did
No,
they
the
DQ
Prince
you? They
Prince.
take off your medal?
Hold on, Ozzy.
Are you hearing me? So Prince
Them
no.
Prince
take them
what?
make them take the medal.
No,
Mannings, man. Hold
Oh,
on one
because
minute.
maybe
Alina
she
no.
did
talking
there
to
for
What
Prince
is
Prince.
man? We
Daddy.
hearing
So,
him?
Alright,
so I can explain it to you,
All
what
right,
happened.
we're gonna
Prince,
introduce
no,
someone
they
else,
had
man.
you as
But
DQ.
But I
yeah,
can
man,
They
explain.
said that you
when they
All
come
right,
faltered,
up on Ansi
but I
Sports
know
TV,
that
we have
Mr.
get big
Riley went
introduction,
with
You name I am sure sports.
but
no, I'm saying
the meet director
Alina
didn't.
talking to a guy who was directly involved. What? Just give her a couple seconds. She's talking to him right now.
He actually got the goal, but
All right, man, go ahead, catch the mute.
Shakwan got disqualified. So they tried to disqualify him, but the Jamaican appealed it
Right.
because the appeal was launched by the Bahamas, saying that Garden, um, you remember the Garden had been. The Jamaican delegation said it was Prince. So they were trying to now disqualify Prince. The Jamaican said no, it was Garden. So Garden lost his bronze medal and Prince got the gold medal. The gentleman was on Sportsmax this evening. So
So
Prince kept the gold medal, but Gordon, the third place finisher, lost the gold medal. The bronze medal, sorry.
on what grounds? On
Bronze.
what grounds?
Because they said that, and so which is what the gentleman on Sportsmax asked, did you check their reaction time? The gentleman said that whatever happened, the reaction time was not checked. And so that is going to be a part of their report at the end. Um, but the grounds for even Gordon's disqualification is that he false started and should have been out of the race.
I don't understand that, sir.
Well, that's what they said because
alright.
what they're saying is that the starter, according to the rules, the starter can use their discretion as to whether or not, which is making it
No, but they gave the entire field a green card.
because they're saying that the starter would have used his discretion.
Right?
All right. So if the rule is that the starter can use his discretion, and the discretion was used,
Right?
he should not have been disqualified, which is
And
what they
that's the
said.
point I'm trying to make.
Which is
Why would
what which is what the
But
Jamaican said. But the Bahamian people were saying that um, he should not. There's no discretion because it was a blatant false start, which is
no,
not.
but he already got a clear. So I don't understand why you would disqualify him now when the
Shakwan
entire
said
field.
that they ran the race. Hold on. Shakwan just said that they ran the race 4 o'clock. When them come for Prince Medal, it was after 9.
Right.
Them come for medal.
That's when they deemed the
Them come for medal after 9.
So he
But
did get the medal. They were
them say
awarded
that's
the
when
medal,
they
which is
were
what I.
told he was awarded the medal because
Yeah,
this is
I
like
saw the
5 hours
presentation.
after.
No,
It's
but
like
no,
5 hours after because
no, but I still have a problem, you know. Even though they got the medal, I'm still having a problem because if I jump out of the block and the starter say you did not false start and we
what
all get
and
a
that's the
green,
thing, you know.
hold
The
on, no,
starter,
we all
the
get a green
IWF rule,
card and the race run. I don't
but the,
understand.
but that shows you that they're not going with the IWF rule because I think the IWF rule states that the starter controls the race. So whether he
Right.
decides if he
Right.
run or not, it
Right.
is up to the
And
starter. And
Right,
if the
and
starter says
right.
issue a green card,
Right.
if the starter
yes, and a
issue a
green
green card,
card
then
was
there's no way you are
issued.
supposed to come and disqualify somebody retroactively.
So
No
let
way,
me see
no
if I can
how.
understand. Is so so you're saying that Shaquan should have been this the disqualification is based on the
No,
first time or the
no,
final race that was run.
no, it's not
Shakwan did
Shakwan.
not get.
Shakwan said they did not DQ him. He was not DQ'd. I just spoke to him. He said he was not
So
DQ'd.
none of the two Jamaicans were
He said it was
DQ.
Prince. No, it was Prince. Prince was DQ'd. Shakwan was not. So Shakwan got upgraded to silver.
So So hold on there
Well,
now.
well, no,
Hold on.
that is confusing
So
because
hold on there now.
okay.
Let me ask a question. And listen, guys. On what grounds was Demario Prince disqualified? I think that's what people want to know, including myself.
Because, well, I can answer, but I mean, I remember
I
what
don't know.
what we saw
And that is the question. That's what we need to answer. Why was Demario Prince disqualified?
But on
after
sports
a
max,
green
what we
card
see though
was
is
after
that
After a green
green
card
card
was
was given.
issued to the entire field.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know.
Man is man have
No,
explanation.
I
Hold on.
need to go and call. I'm going to call somebody to speak to Prince because Prince has a. I don't know how this works because on Sportsmax they said he has a gold medal. So I'm going to call somebody to find out. So this is very confusing.
It
If
is.
Shaq just spoke to her directly and said he got the silver, and Sportsmax said today with the meet organizer that Prince has the gold, then there is some confusion
Well,
right now.
so
I
so we have
never.
gold and silver instead of
Well,
gold
as
and
I said,
bronze.
look, Shakwan said to me, he said to me that they told them after 9 that Prince is disqualified for a false start. But he did not, because I said to him, were you also charged with a false start? He said no.
So when did
But
No,
Prince
Prince was
come?
DQ'd.
When did Prince commit that false start?
same in the
Why are
same.
you asking me,
Was
man?
the
No, in
In the
first
same
attempt.
race.
Remember,
no.
No, but the first attempt did not count because they got a green card,
yeah,
people.
he it looked as if he had the fastest start. In fairness, he was out of the blocks like a.
That doesn't mean he false starts.
No, no, I know that. I know. That's why I'm saying it. How I say it. That's why I
I'm
say it. He
saying
got
I'm going
he
to
got the best start. That's why I say it that way.
I'm going
I
to
didn't
get
say.
I'm going
Yeah.
to speak to
Them
I'm
not
going
used to
to
fast
Hold
start.
on
Them not
here,
used to
man.
nobody
I'm going
starting
to
fast.
get somebody to
Hold
take
on
a
here.
picture, see if they can take a picture of Prince gold medal because this is confusing.
It is. And
If
my
if if
thing is,
if,
me
if
still,
she
I am.
if she
I'm
just
just saying
if
that
she
they were
just spoke to
told
Shakwan
that
and
they
Shakwan says he has a silver medal, then something is amiss
well
because
he
Prince
Totally.
just said no, he just said well I'm saying he got the silver because remember that if they he said that they DQ'd Prince, that means he would have been upgraded.
So,
No.
no, but
But
I
let me
am
oh,
call
saying
him
so
back.
the final ruling,
Domo.
which was
Domo.
yesterday,
I'm going
the,
to speak him.
the final
Hold
ruling.
on, let me speak it and
Yeah, ask him what was the final ruling because the
what
final
medal him
ruling.
have in him hand right now?
Yeah, ask him that
But
yeah,
you
that's
see, the
what
thing
I'm
is,
going to do. Hold on 1 second.
because
honest,
I'm sure he doesn't have a medal.
me not even
Hold
reach,
on,
me
hold
not,
on, tap on the nice.
okay,
Tap on the nice.
okay.
This is crazy.
Yeah, call him. Come on, no one gone. People, Unseen Sports, I get the official thing, Make sure to subscribe. I am
Me-
sure Sports is here. Make sure to
Oh, this
subscribe
is
on
just
I am
crazy.
sure Sports as well. We're doing the track and field coverage. Remember the rule of the live.
When
Like,
I get it.
subscribe, and
Answer your
share.
phone now.
Look here.
Like, subscribe, and share. Straight from Jamaica, we are called Dali them.
Yes, and
Yeah.
please to go to
Hold
HP
on.
chat track and
HP
subscribe.
chat as well.
Check one. Were you upgraded to silver? Them upgraded to silver.
Ask him
Send me
what
a
him
picture
have.
of your medal now, please.
Yeah, does he have?
So
So what them? So what was there? What was their excuse for DQ in Prince? Yeah, but they gave they gave didn't they give the field a green card? So I'm confused, you know. Just send me a picture of your medal. Huh? Barbados protest. Them want a coup.
Again.
All right, send me a picture of your
Barbados
medal.
protest.
Mm.
Yeah.
all right, guys. So wanna see why me have a problem?
See?
Although I
Let's
don't move
see
on to
what
the
going
medal
on
yet, you
here.
know. Me know I don't move on to the medal yet,
So
you
you
know.
see, he was upgraded.
So
Yeah,
so how can you? All right, guys. Let me say this one more time. Come in, I think on here. There was a
yeah,
false
yeah.
start. Hold on. There was a false start the first time. Them come out with a green card and they
Uh,
wave it. So it means that everybody is safe.
there
The
was a
Easy
race
faulty
safe.
start.
run,
Mm-hmm.
the
There was
race
a
run, and you are going to disqualify a person for a false start that they
Green
weren't
card
charged
means
for.
you're on warning. Yellow card
there
is
was
a
a
faulty
faulty
start.
start, not a false start the first time.
And
Faulty.
so how is it that Jamaica, how is it that our management team allow them to take? They would have to go carry me go court.
Nah,
Would have to go court to get back the gold medal because you already said that nobody was charged with that false start. So how is it that you're going to disqualify the young man after the race for something that nobody was charged for?
But that
It's
is
like
not
sending a man to prison
I
who
don't
wasn't charged
mm,
for anything.
that was not
mm,
the worst situation though. The worst situation is the long jump.
The cat boy.
No, the long
Oh
jump
Lord, man.
no
with
Oh
the
man,
young,
Lord.
with
with
Oh
the
the young
girl.
Lord.
girl, the Jamaican
Because
girl, way
yes,
behind the
because
board. They
No,
said the
Well,
video
she
show,
wasn't way behind, but I know
no,
what you mean.
it
the
was right
video,
at the edge.
the video,
Perfect.
the video said,
Mm,
the video evidence show, and 7 minutes after looking at the video and everything, they
mm,
still ruled it a foul jump.
mm. No, well, the,
Right. But
Yeah,
no man. Well, it depends on which one you're referring to. So
are we talking about
the same,
the one
yeah.
for the under 20?
yeah.
No
No,
man, she got the jump, man.
she got the goal.
No, no, she got the jump afterwards. I am saying that.
no
They,
man.
ru-
Go on,
what,
continue. Sorry, continue.
what I am saying is that the fact
Yes.
that it was so evident
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and it became so controversial is really showing that something overall was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't
With
like
the
it was
officiating, yes.
with
The
officiating,
officiating
because
was
there
a
was
big mess.
the camera, the gentleman and sportsman said the camera was right there and everyone can see the camera to tell if it is. He says the equipment is not faulty. Whenever there's a foul jump, something goes off. Nothing
No,
went off.
I don't think they have that type of equipment
But
there.
that's unless
No,
what I'm saying to you is that if you
no.
listen to Sportsmax today, it means that the gentleman and Sportsmax, who is the meet director or the person in charge of all this, was telling some lies.
No, they were using plasticine. It's plasticine
he
they were
was
using.
he was fibbing.
Plasticine
He was fibbing.
because
No,
in fact in the same event in an earlier round the same young miss she made a foul jump and they called her and showed her and she looked and she showed like the plasticine impression and then she walked away. It's plasticine they were using, man. 'Cause in fact, I think I can remember seeing them taking it out
no, but
and
here's what
replacing
I'm
it with
saying
the
though.
thing.
So what I am saying, is that the
Mm,
person who is responsible for all of this gave an interview
yes, I can hear you.
on Sportsmax today,
Mm-hmm,
and two things that person said are not how they worked out.
mm-hmm,
One, about Prince and the medal,
mm-hmm.
and two, based on what you just said and what he said, are
Yeah, I follow
diametrically
it.
opposed to
Yeah,
each
some
other,
miles apart.
miles apart.
Yeah, I follow
Listen,
you.
read
Yeah,
this
yeah.
comment. Read this comment. He
I
said,
can't see the comments.
it's there.
It,
All right, so I'm gonna read it. The meet director also said Jamaica lost the hurdles bronze. So
Yeah,
yes,
that's what he said on Sportsmax today. But we got the gold, but we lost the bronze.
So
That's
we
what
got
he
a
said.
silver because we got the silver.
is that on the YouTube? Cause we could play it.
Yeah, you can find it on the. He said it on the Sportsmax. If you go there, he said it. He said we lost the bronze, we got the silver. And then he spoke about the the athlete who qualified, but they didn't run, so they had to let him run by himself. I think he's from Saint Kitts. He had to run by, he had to run by himself because
Yes.
they squeezed in a Bahamian who should not have been in it.
My God.
And so the man had to run by himself in the under 17. Like, come on. I mean, if this had happened, listen, we got one. Jamaica got one thing wrong with a record. And it became
And we paid dearly.
it became a world thing.
Yeah.
How everybody at the
well,
J3A and
it
everybody at this supposed to lose them job. And look at all of these things.
no,
If
well,
these things had happened in
no, is we
Jamaica,
were is we were taking responsibility for our own actions.
You know what
So
I realized? You know what I realized, gentlemen and ladies? Officials are not charged for their errors, but we charge the athletes. In a split second, we charge the athletes when they make an error, but yet officials can mess up at any given time and there's no consequences. They're not held accountable for their actions. Because all of this is so messy that I don't even know what to call all of this mess because I'm still at Prince, guys. I'm still at the fact that a false start or a faulty start um, was thrown out the window with a green card. The young man ran and he won, and he was penalized by stripping him of his medal. How can that be fair?
What one thing I think,
Can
given
can can before you
give,
go, can I play the the video?
Sure.
eh?
All right, finish talking and I'll play the video. Go ahead.
No, one thing I think, I don't think if Prince had definitely fall started, I don't think he would have to get the blind for start again.
I
See the medal
Good
there?
So,
point.
so I
Good
think if
point.
he definitely did not fall,
See the medal there?
he flew out of the blocks. That
Whose
is it.
medal is that? Shaquin? Who for medal that? Shaquan?
You go and tell us. You go and tell us.
Oh,
Okay.
and one must be the relay.
How that go now? How that go now?
Yeah.
Explain those
So
medals, please.
yeah. So I was just saying,
Not hearing you.
if Prince had fought, oh, she was
Not hearing
speaking.
you.
Alina?
We're not hearing you. Maybe she's not hearing us.
I think she
Somebody
may
call
maybe a call coming through on her phone. But go ahead until she reconnects.
you. Did not
Yeah, I
start.
was saying if Prince had fall started, I don't think
I don't think he
they
would
would
have
have
gotten
tried
that
him any
blind.
favors and allowed him.
That's a
So
good point.
obviously he did not. Although it looked like him fly out, but that in itself we can't use that as judgment. Um,
It,
it
you see,
yeah,
so many times these things happen and we allow them to slide. Nobody is held
what is
accountable for their actions. It's just like last year when we lost the world record, nothing came out of it. The people who are in charge, they are not penalized for their action, but we penalize the athletes. We love to penalize the athletes, but the
yeah,
people who are in charge, they get away with these errors.
them. Hmm.
You hearing? You hearing? Are you hearing HB?
Yes,
Kind of.
Not hearing the money now.
Maybe I want to skip it to the point when the gentleman actually comes on. If you could
Okay.
move it, yeah. And
Well,
so once he comes on, you can start listening, so you don't have to listen to the whole thing.
Reasonable.
yeah, I hear now.
You want me to play it from mine if it's louder and put it on a microphone?
Yeah, you
Because
can do it.
let me see if I can find it.
Some money's man go and play it, people, so they can hear it.
because it apparently was very unpopular.
Yeah, well, as you know, and correctly you mentioned that the lead-off leg did not leave the blocks, his hand did not leave the trap. So that was deemed not a false start. There was some delay in calling the race back, but the race was, he was not disqualified, and it was reran based on the decision of the starter. Barbados felt that because they had ran 80 meters, and the Bahamas did not run 80 meters, that they were at a disadvantage. So their leadoff runner would not have had the recovery time as the Bahamian leadoff runner would have. So they thought that they were put at a disadvantage, and therefore they protested. The jury of appeal concluded that because the Bahamian athlete did not leave the blocks, he should not be disqualified, and the race should be run over. We then subsequently asked all of the teams, we made contact with all of the teams and asked them to declare whether or not they will be showing up to run. A number of the teams said, one or two of the teams said that yes, they are available. We could not get a commitment from Barbados to say that they would definitely run. So in that light, it was decided not to run the race over.
Yeah, I saw you trying to explain the situation on Sunday morning, David, and it did appear to me as if the decision to rerun the race was not hard and fast. There was something about your narrative that suggested that you were waiting to see if the teams would actually do a rerun. So what?
That is correct. We
Yeah.
were waiting. We had asked the teams. First of all, we made contact with all the team officials and informing them that the race would be rerun. And hours before the race, we asked them to declare their teams to run. And like I said, a few of the teams did put their statements in that they will be available to rerun.
But David, but David, why would Barbados protest and then not seem interested in the rerun?
Well, you'll have to ask Barbados that. I will have to ask them that because we did ask them to declare their team, which they did not do.
All right, shall we move on then to the other? What about the St. Kitts athlete who had to run all alone? How did that happen? Because I don't think I've ever seen that in CARIFTA Games history.
But it's the timing officials missed out on him. There was another athlete who did not qualify for the finals, and his name was down on the start list. The coach it was the athlete from Martinique. The coach came in and indicated that his athlete did not deserve to be in that spot, and he and did not earn that spot. So we then reported it to the timing officials, who went through their photo finishes, and it was found that he did not earn the spot in the finals, and it was the St. Kitts athlete that earned the spot. We then redid the start list, and at the end of the day, we failed to make contact with the St. Kitts athlete, informing him that he had made the finals. We did have some communication challenges at the meet, and I think this all was a part of our shortcoming. You know, as a meet director, I have to take full responsibility for that. We failed that athlete, and at the end of the day, that athlete wanted to run that race. It wasn't until the finish of the race, the 200 that the athlete coaches learned that he did not show, and they lodged a protest. The athlete wanted to run, and by all means, we made all effort to ensure that athlete had himself the opportunity to run at the CARIFTA Games. He had the slowest time qualifying for the finals, and he ended up after his run with a fourth place finish, an official time at the CARIFTA Games.
So, David, I'm trying to understand something here, and I just want you to help me with this process. Did the starters have leeway to use discretion in their decision making?
What race? The 200?
No, just generally.
Well, if you're talking generally, yes, starters do have, according to IWF rules, they do have they can use their discretions at certain times. But if you're in particular by the 4x1, yes, the starter did use his discretion and disqualifying the Bahamas and rerunning the races right then.
And that's what I'm talking about in terms of the possibility of certain races going into disrepute because of the use of said discretion, because then it would seem as if some athletes or nations would get preferable treatment as opposed to others. Would you agree?
Well, the IWF rulebook allows the starter to make that decision. At the start of every race, there's an ATO who is responsible to oversee the start of the races. So it's not just the starters, the ITOs who also can have a say in these decisions.
The 110-meter hurdles in particular, the Jamaican youngster Shaquane Gordon was disqualified hours after the race concluded, apparently because of a false start. That's what we're hearing. What would have led to that decision being made or being communicated to the athlete long after the race was finished?
But there was a protest was lodged by the Bahamian delegate that the athlete should have been disqualified in the first instances where there was a false start, because after the video showed that he did false start, so they lodged a protest. That protest was then upheld by the jury of appeal. The Jamaican delegation then protested the protest because I think there was some discrepancy on the athlete that was identified as the one that false started. I believe the Bahamian delegation indicated that it was the athlete that won the race who false started, but then that was not the case. And the Jamaican delegation then protested the protest, and they won the protest, that it was the athlete that got the bronze and not the athlete that got the gold. So there was a lot of back and forth between the jury of appeal, the Bahamian delegation, and the Jamaican delegation.
Okay.
And that's why it took so long.
Okay. Almost got confused there, but I hope you understand the point in regards to discretion being used and the subsequent protests in regards to that discretion. But my question now is straight in regards to that particular race. Wasn't there a reaction time?
Yes, there was. So what happened there, I could not tell you. I could not tell you because we did have the reaction block set. Now the exact detail of why that did not register, I cannot answer that question.
Oh, so it was a case of it not being registered.
I cannot.
So there was a reaction
not
registered.
answer that question right now. But yes, we did have
Jesus
the
I didn't get drink.
why it was not picked up or what. I can't answer that.
Are you going to be getting a report on that issue?
Yes, definitely.
Go ahead.
Yes, I think that is a very valid question as to why that was not used, and I cannot answer why the jury of appeal did not use that in their decision making.
Is that the reason why the protest would have been based on the video evidence that would have been used?
That is correct. That is correct.
I find that a little bit strange, so let's...
Yeah. I think this is the start of the 110-meter hurdles.
Where's
Shaquan was third and lost his third place based on a belated disqualification for what was deemed to be a false start. When the meet started, David.
That's it, you want to hear more? So, you see, he just said it again, that Shaquan lost his third place, he was disqualified.
Yeah, we heard.
Because he also said there was
Question.
a mix-up between the people them.
Can I say something quick before we go into
Yeah.
it? All right, so we have 30 minutes because this software that I'm using will give us 2 hours. So question, can we, when we finish the 30 minutes, can we jump on, do our next live, start our next live quickly, and we can talk our next hour again? Man, will you be there? Okay, HP okay, we know that.
You know that I have to read bedtime stories, so I don't know that, man.
But you know something? Just to go back to that interview, they still have not explained why, because nobody brought up the fact that a green card was given for the false start. Nobody brought that up. And there's no way you can disqualify somebody if they weren't charged. I don't know. I am annoyed. I am annoyed. This is annoying me.
HB, listen to this.
I agree with you 100%.
Prince Court. All right. So unfortunately, they give me a DQ for a supposed false start. After the field was shown a green card, guess them I try to say me start too fast. Lala. But a God, man. That said way. CARIFTA greatness. Can't stop it. Jamaica.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. A green card means that nobody in the field is charged. A red card means that you are charged and you're thrown out.
Somebody, one or more.
So how is it that even our delegates, why is it that even our people allow him to be disqualified? Why did they even agree that?
Bigger than that.
You know what I think?
They don't have a reaction time.
I personally think it was more about the record, because I feel like they didn't, like, I just feel like, and I think this is the same thing happened with, what's her name, Fast Time in the 100, though it was not a record. I find it so hard to believe that you could run under 10 and then the adjusted time went so...
We were talking about that earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was because Prince did the record. I just felt like when I hear disqualification, I just kind of knew that.
It's not making any sense, and I want somebody to explain it to me. Cause I'm not going to rest until I hear why this young
Yeah.
man really lost his medal. Because if it is for the false start that nobody was charged for, it not make no sense. It means that we don't understand the sport either.
I would like to hear from one of the Jamaican officials,
Yes.
as to what transpired, what they were told, what was there.
Yeah, what was the reason for the
Right.
disqualification?
So,
Because it cannot be the false start that
yeah.
nobody was charged for. That
Uh,
don't make sense. It
and
has to
what
be
course
something else.
and what course of action?
It
Because I mean,
cannot be that. And as Alina said, they don't even have a reaction time. So how are you going to charge a young man?
yeah, from what he
On
said,
what
it sounded like
grounds?
they didn't have the reaction time. So how are they going to,
You know something? These officials look like if everybody come to them with a protest, they go ahead with it.
So
Them just accept it, yep.
maybe we should have
Yeah.
protested a lot.
Yeah. It's like they don't understand. I don't know. Maybe something else and we not
Anyway,
getting it, but it cannot be that false start that nobody was charged
But
for.
you
It
see, that's the
cannot
thing,
be that.
Again, I say, do they know fast start or do they know false start?
what
But
Because I
the
think they're
system is
missing up the
supposed to
two.
indicate, the automatic timing information
Sir, they
system
don't
is
have any
supposed to
system to
indicate.
indicate. They
you
didn't
know,
hear
hear
it.
them say they have no
They don't have any
reaction time.
system to indicate.
But in any
Yeah,
case,
as well.
our
Listen,
people them,
girl, I'm
our
stressed out.
people
Hold
them
on now.
know,
I'm wrapping my
Alina,
head.
our people them
Yeah.
know track and field. Remember, say we know it. So our
Stressed
people would have
out.
known, say, no, you cannot charge him for a false start that nobody was credited with. So how are you going to use that as argument to strip him? I don't know. It just not make sense.
Yeah, it
That's
will be
why, but
good.
that's why they couldn't strip. They couldn't. That's why they won the protest with Chapman also because he was the last person to get up.
it
So
So
why
how
they
can
not win
they
the one
charge
with
him with a
Prince?
false start?
it
One,
it
I'm the slowest out of the blocks. Two, you have no reaction time.
um
But the one with Prince doesn't make sense either, Alina, because them not have no
Them
reaction
man they too
time.
fast out the miss. He was too quick out the blocks. HP finna laugh me out cuss. I'm
but
sorry.
Some people, I was just texting Mr. Gargill, the JHA president, asking him to, come on for a live. So hopefully we can get the JHA president on Unseen Sports
I
TV.
would have preferred one. The
You think
JJ
you think he would have that information?
yeah, the president he was
I want him to go and tell about him know every rule in the book.
yeah, but
No,
uh,
meaning if he
If
knows.
it wasn't so late, if it wasn't so late, I would have tried Bruce James, but it late now.
no, preferably you would want somebody who was there,
Yeah, he
who
was
would
there. He was there, Mr.
oh, he
No,
was
Gargill.
I
there.
no.
Okay.
What? No, what I wanted, is really the rules and the nitty gritty because
No
Bruce
man,
James can quote you down to the
me,
point 111
me
of the
have the
rule.
me have the rules for me. I look right here somewhere in front of me.
Me not read none, me just
Hmm?
upset.
No, the
Right
rules
now,
me
I'm
have
just
the
upset.
rules right here. But
But you guys realize something though? Team Jamaica was at the forefront of the mishaps and misfortunes.
um
Every single one,
We were affected more
almost,
than any other
almost.
nation.
well I don't know. Well we would have seen our things. So well
No, but we would have seen everything else.
yeah, but maybe we're not tallying. Probably,
Yeah,
probably.
but if you
No,
look at the
they really. All
misfortune,
right, let me put it to you like this. Then it was more of a case where, as long as you are going to be in front of us, we're going to have a problem with you.
Hmm.
And the reason why we are affected so much is because we were ahead of them.
We are always in front.
Race was an event,
All right,
We are
listen,
always,
so that's
listen,
why we got the stick.
listen this part of the interview. This is about the long jump now. So listen to this part. This is money.
That
yes.
uh,
That would be
for
can
that
mean
to
But
so.
have
me not
happened.
have to start go again
I'm
and
really,
like
my
go
apologies to the
start.
athlete. I was not aware of that, but that should not have happened because, like you said, we have for that
foul, and the officials in foul in her jump missed the preliminaries. I thought it was a good gesture there. But if I go further to let's say, Monday's morning session where the Jamaican jumper, Dejani Bruce, was called for a foul in her jump when our television replays, slow-mos, and still done by the producer showed clearly that it was not a foul, and the officials insisted for about 7 or 8 minutes that it was a foul. So I think the Jamaicans were a little offset by that.
Yeah.
It was cleared eventually, but there was a lot of resistance from the long jump officials on that.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm not made aware of that controversy, but certainly we try to use modern technology so that these things would not happen. We had a camera posted at the long jump board, as they do at IWF events now, where they don't even use the human eye now to declare no jump. So for that to have happened, my apologies to the athlete. I was not aware of that, but that should not have happened because, like you said, we have modern technology that identify these things, and at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all have to make mistakes. But it's one thing to own up to your mistakes when you make it, and if that was the case at the long jump, certainly the officials should have owned up to it and not pursue the call.
All right, so that's a long jump one. At least he apologized for that.
Listen, now.
Him apologize.
Listen, I'm just so happy that
And
that
the
is
young
one
lady
place
did
that
get
will not be on my bucket
did get
list.
her effort. Nakak supposed to have representatives there, observing the meets and all that sort of thing. And
What
I'm sure
Nakak?
a report will be drafted
Lord
Nakak needs
Sebastian
to
Coe was
and
here
avoid
as
certain
well.
submitted.
things in certain countries.
Huh?
Sebastian Coe was there.
Nakak needs to avoid that
No, but
country.
we need to write a report.
No, yeah, I think we should protest strongly.
Yes, we
With
should. We should. We should.
and
Instead of protest
I
against that
believe
person.
I think we will. But Nakak in
It's just frustrating.
observing.
Yeah, we need
Um,
to write a report outlining everything, and because this is too much. This is too much.
This
yeah,
meat made my blood boil. It
Ye-
made my blood boil.
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
And
I think.
I
You
think
see,
it is what
I
offset the
always tell people, as a coach, you see the ins and outs and ups and downs of athletes, be it Jamaican or otherwise. And when you look at these officials blatantly making calls against them that are not justified and not correct, it
yeah.
hurts.
And
and
this
I,
is why I said earlier that officials.
And then you have people saying that, oh, Jamaicans are just spoiled, and oh, Jamaicans, who complains about winning? Sir, we win, but we want to win what is
Right.
ours.
And when we
Be
lose,
fair
we
to
just we
us. It
accept
don't
it.
matter if we're
We don't
running
right.
away with it.
Right.
And this is why
Be
I
fair
said
to us.
earlier. Earlier, I said that when officials make these mistakes, nobody is penalized. They're not
Right.
held accountable for their actions. But yet,
But
we penalize the athletes when they err.
well,
We,
yeah.
the athletes suffer when they make a mistake. When we can use discretion or use our
10
conscience or
years
whatever.
penal, 20.
the thing is though, I think, and it affected the psyche of the Jamaicans, especially in the relays. You notice that they were looking back. It's almost like I think it affected them in the 4x4, like especially the two young, the girls and the boy. I think they were, I don't want to say showboat, because I think they were so upset by some of the things that they
Yeah.
were,
Yes, that's why they started doing what they were doing.
yeah, and
That's why you're like, go ahead, sorry.
no man,
Well,
you can go ahead, yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm saying that's one of the reasons why they were putting their hands in the ears and they were doing all of this, because they're saying you're doing too much, so we're going to show you.
Yeah,
Yep.
The athletes were literally protesting while they run.
Oh,
exactly.
oh
Exactly.
wow.
And at the end of the day, there's one thing you can't take from Jamaican athletes is they know they're right.
And
And they're
Yes.
not going to lay down and play dead. They're
Yes.
not going
Yes.
to lay down
I,
and
I,
play
wa-
Yes.
I
dead.
tell you the
You're
truth.
not going to get that from our athletes.
I wasn't happy with the boys the under 17 4x4, because I felt like, uh, we were going to let them catch us back, and I'm saying that they were so upset that they could have cost themselves the race, which you don't want to happen, because at the
Right.
end of the day, these are still kids.
Too much,
I was
yeah. They
saying
were too
I was saying it
emotionally
could have
involved.
anything
Yeah,
happen.
and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have, and
But
what
do
you
you
have,
blame them? Do you
no, but
blame
watch
them?
this. No,
Do
here's
you
what I'm saying though. Here's what
do
I'm
you
saying
blame them?
though.
You
No,
They
can't
could
no,
have
blame
left it till
no,
them.
no,
after
no. But here's
HP.
what I'm saying though.
They could have left it till after.
Yeah,
You're
but we have
no
to
HP.
understand, as we rightfully
No,
say, they are children. If the grown
right.
people are not doing it, then we
Here's the
have
thing
to
though,
cut.
HP.
We
The
have to
grown
cut them
people.
some slack.
No, here's the thing though. But the grown people are not trying to get a scholarship to go to a college. You are.
True, true,
You
true.
are.
I agree. I
There's a
And
agree.
sponsor. There's a sponsor as well, looking at you,
Let
not to
me
the
tell
person.
you. Let me
So
tell
you
you
have to,
something. You
you
see,
know,
when injustice is being handed down, it's the most times the only emotions that you can have is rage. Not saying
no, but
it is
that was
right.
hating sports, That
No,
was
I'm not
hating
saying it is
sports.
right. No, what I'm trying to say is because if you notice, even when they ran, I think I don't remember if it was the hurdles that we ran at Quinella in, and the two young men when they came across the line, the both of them went like this.
Mm, yeah,
You understand? They were hurting. They
true.
were competing, but they were hurting because they saw what was happening
And
all
you know what
around.
that
too?
was after the
People
race,
will
though.
some
What I'm
people
saying
I
to you
don't know
is
if
that
this
when Nick
they can celebrate
Bramwell
after.
got the baton
Yeah,
in the race, Bramwell looked around.
true.
He start going on. That is during the race.
Yeah.
No,
What
he
you're
did that
talking
in
about?
no, he did that in the straightaway. He did not look around until he was in
Yeah,
the
in the
straight.
spirit
The
away.
third leg was doing it on
But
the back stretch. The
I
third leg was doing it
Right
on the
on
back
the
stretch,
back stretch,
raising his hand.
exactly. And I'm saying
That was
that.
the third leg.
I'm saying
That
that.
was not Bramwell. Bramwell was on the second leg. Bramwell did
Right.
it in the straightaway.
I think,
The third leg did it on the back
I
stretch.
am okay. I am okay when after the race you tell people to silent you.
Yes,
You
that's
do it
what I said.
after the race,
Yes,
but during the race,
yeah,
yes,
normally
yes.
I am going to forgive them because normally this is not
I
something that they
understand.
would have done. I understand on this occasion. I do understand because if you
we,
notice, even DeAndre,
I understand what you're saying, Manny. I understand that.
yeah, I do
Because they could have saved
understand.
it for after
Yeah,
because
they could.
while Bramwell opened the gap, the third leg, the man was closing down rapidly. And
eh,
in there calling and waving at the crowd and I'm like, sir, run!
Let me
eh,
tell you,
Run!
this time, IHP will forgive them this time because a lot of
But
emotions, the
I think for them
emotions.
too is the fact that they lost the 4 by
four
1,
by
which I
one.
still
Yes,
can't see.
yeah, the
Because
emotions.
I know that
but
X wasn't I know for a
yeah,
fact that the exchange zone
but
is
what
now
management
30
is
instead
saying,
of 20.
is that that emotion could have cost us
We know
in the
that.
race. Because
Yeah,
you
We
I
do,
know
know that's
that.
what I said.
even
I agree
though
with
they're
that.
upset, you do not. No, in fact, the coaches need to drive that into my head now at
Yeah,
school.
I
Yes, the
understand
rival,
that.
They should have
do
they should
not,
have drove it
Ozzy,
in
do
before the
not
Ozzy,
let
I
that
final.
affect
understand.
you
I
and
understand
push
what
that
you're
aside.
trying to
Yes,
say. I understand what
yes.
you're trying to say, and I totally agree. But in this case, I will forgive them
No, they are
because
forgiven. But let me
because
ask
a
you
lot
this,
of
HP.
emotions. They were going through different
Let
emotions.
me ask you this, HP.
Push it
A
Yeah,
aside.
choice, right?
This is
A
what the
choice.
trading is supposed to do. They
One
push that
athlete,
aside.
I believe the Calabar athlete did not intentionally go across to the KC athlete.
yes.
All right. Was the KC athlete appropriate?
No, his action wasn't appropriate.
Okay. All right. There you go. So what I am
But we
saying is
forgive
that
the first shoe
No,
now.
this is
The second
different,
one we should be upset
This
with.
is different, This is different, Mannings man. He attacked somebody. He physically abused someone. It's a totally different thing.
but is
All
it
right,
is your
let us.
emotions at work?
I
At the,
know, but
But
what I'm
at the end of the
saying,
race.
what I'm trying to say, he physically abused someone, which is different. This young man, what he was doing, he was not physically abusing anybody.
No,
It's a
no,
different thing. It's a different thing.
they are
But
both
as I said,
professional
me,
low conduct though.
Listen, but
but as I
again,
said, me
HP,
personally,
he was
this
if I can, by
he
way of
was
an
almost
example,
caught doing, especially the third leg. The third leg was being closed down, and instead of running, I
look
understand
here.
where
I am, I
because
am, I am for this.
I was,
For
by
this,
by way
I
of,
will
by,
forgive them because I
by
see.
way of an example, you see,
I
by
know
way of
we
an
have. We're
example,
just saying that cuss them after.
by way
Yeah,
of an example, when Muhammad Ali used to box, what he would do before the fights is get his opponents riled up, and during the fights, he did that deliberately so that they got emotion, got angry, and don't perform to them best. Don't perform to them best. Because them lose them cool and all that, which you don't want. So we need for and then I understand you saying that, boy, but me no, me not.
No, don't get me wrong, let me
Yeah,
explain what I'm saying again. What I'm trying to
I
say,
understand you saying
what
it,
they did was wrong. It
but
was
because of the
wrong. But
circumstance.
what I am trying to say is that me, HP, me not tell no other Jamaicans to do it.
Yeah,
Me, HP, on this instant,
yeah.
will forgive them because it was a lot of emotions that they were going through. And they're growing, they will learn from it. If he had taken the baton and fling it, after
Yeah.
one of the
No,
other
no,
athletes,
I
then
understand you saying
I would have a
a
problem with
different
that.
course of it, right? Yeah.
You understand? So while I know that what they did was wrong, it was wrong to be called in the crowd and celebrating, but me I go forgive them
But
this time. You
There's a,
understand?
there was an ex-young Jamaican athlete, right? Same thing. Jamaica had some issues, and he was in Montego Bay at the Catherine Hall,
I know.
and and
Mr. Minsley.
and it
no,
was
I think that was a little different, you know.
he turned
Yeah,
around.
that
No,
was
No,
he was
different too.
let me
no.
tell you, he
Yeah.
was upset because of some other incident at that championship, and so
Uh,
he was doing that to show off and ended up losing the race.
no,
All
man.
I'm
No,
saying is
no.
what they did could have cost them the race. They are forgiven.
He came second. He came second, right? The
Yeah,
guy,
All right.
I think he was the Trinidad ran
No, man.
past him.
That
Chilenia.
that wasn't what I saw.
Hmm.
I
Yes,
wasn't there live, but I was watching it live.
he was
I
He
celebrating.
was
was
there live.
no, he
I
was
was there
calling
live.
the other Jamaican. He was beckoning to come up to run up. That's
Well,
what I saw.
whatever he was doing.
Two Jamaicans were in the race.
I was there live.
And he was beckoning and like him said,
hey,
come up.
the man was upset from the
No,
day
man.
before. I am telling you, I was
No,
there.
I'm not saying he wasn't upset the day before, but
And it
that.
was part of the emotions
Mm,
that he was trying to know. Which is listen, because of this big I am listen, like
mm,
HP, they have been forgiven, but like you said,
yeah.
we have to say to them, it's when the race is done.
I'm going to try go back and find if I
All I
can.
have to say is all I'm saying is that it's when the race is done, show off and brag and carry on.
Yeah,
But it's in the race, don't do those things because
I
it
could
may
be
cost
wrong.
you a medal. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it
But
during the
to
race. Do
me,
it after
based
the
on the
race.
direction, what I saw was him beckoning because he was ahead of the other Jamaicans, like he was urging to come on, come on, come on.
Trini
That's what I
was
saw.
behind him.
Hmm?
Sidenia was
Yeah.
behind him.
Marshall Sedeno was what
Yeah,
is it?
was
I
behind him.
saw him. What I saw was him beckoning
Police.
to the other
We have
Jamaicans
a
to run.
call. We have a call incoming. Somebody want to call and talk to
Oh,
us.
okay.
Good night.
Um,
Good night. Good night. Good night. How are you doing? Are you doing good? All
anyway,
right. So you can declare your name before, and you can go
only
ahead.
good well.
What's your name?
Yeah, here.
Kashe what?
His name came up, Delisa.
Yeah, Kashe Delisa.
Oh, can't hear him.
You here now? Hold on the Kashe. May I ask the panel if they're hearing. Hearing?
No,
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 not hearing him clearly.
no.
No.
All
Turn
right.
it,
Go ahead, Kashe. Go ahead, Kashe.
turn up your volume.
Turn it up. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hear me now? Good?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that during the new children, you have to start with the adults who are in the league. You look at Fred Curly, when Fred Curly celebrated last year. You look at, they call it, anything in mind? But you look at Ingo Brixler last year when he was running the 3,000 meters, he was able to get out mid-race. So you have to just look at the adults who are the example. The children take us a little emulate that in behavior. Also, in case in point, the officials were just plain out awful last yesterday and for the whole event. Based on just bias across the board. I couldn't do what I was doing. I was trying to defend the board and I was just disgusted. So at the end of the 4x4 and the 20, where they just bring on the swim team to kind of overshadow the Jamaicans winning all the 4x4. It was very disgusting. And this is very poor team. Also, in regards to the under 20 girls, 100 meters, that clock is something ludicrous. Because all the she runs 10.94 unofficial and she runs 10.17. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I say that second
Yes, it's a comedy show.
Yeah. Yeah.
HP, have anything to say about it?
I didn't hear everything, but I agree with him when he said that the bias was so turned up that it was irritating. It was very annoying. And as he said, the officials, it was, for me personally, it was a big mess. A lot of it, it was messy. It got very, very messy.
And
Okay.
there was no objective reason behind everything. And why is it that person who was wordless for like 2014, 2015, 2017 are now just being sloppy? They have held world class events for years. So why know that they're being so sloppy and so subjective in their reasons from making to just children? I think they're children, not big people. They're more sensitive to if you rub them the wrong way, they're going to react a certain type of way. And it's not, I don't know, it's COVID, in the school, the COVID is going to try to get back to normal sitting guys in their making it was just sloppy. And the person who's at the head, he's just being negligent and he's just being food. Responsible because he's this point, yesterday was there. So many ended. They had just a parade of bomb and old members come for us to take awards with no reason at all. We were stupid and it's boring. Realize that it's track and field to entertain. Once you lose one person, everybody. It's an entertainment value. Look upon it. When you get more people to watch, more fun. More money. That's the most important one. Strips. More money, more marketing value.
True. Man is man. So he's saying that you hear what the caller say?
I didn't hear all of it. It was a little difficult to hear it, but you
Okay,
can
so
repeat.
he was saying that you know the repeat again, Carl.
Boy, that's a good long man. There's a lot of things him say, man.
Repeat the first part of this again.
He was talking about the officials.
Yeah, but we have already.
Oh,
I think
he was saying that Bahamas do a lot of world class games.
Okay,
World
okay.
relay with
yeah,
good
and they have
officials, and then
yeah,
No,
yeah.
and they are going to be hosting the next World
no,
Relays.
careful on that, you know.
All right, so the list.
It's
Go ahead, go ahead.
the world release is held in Bahamas, you know, but it's a IF. It's again, I think it's mostly the IF and regional officiating and all that. You know. It's not
Right.
Bahamians really controlling it.
Yeah,
You know.
so there's a difference with
Yeah,
those
that's
events than
right.
the CARIFTA. The CARIFTA is really it's a
You're
lot
right.
of Bahamian officials that officiate at
Right.
CARIFTA, not necessarily officials from the World Athletic Association.
Right.
It's not that. So it's a little bit different. Number one.
Different, exactly.
So
That's right.
yeah, listen, the official. I think if I guarantee you that if this had happened in Jamaica,
Oh
there
Lordy.
would be repercussions. And that is because there's already a perception about our nation.
Yes.
So I think when these things happen, because obviously this is not accidental, this is not one, this is not two, this is not three, this is
Throughout
not
the championship.
there's a series of things that
Yeah.
happen that generally and not only that, not only that, just like I said, the whole swimming thing. Those things don't
Yes.
normally happen at
Yes.
meets like this. So you can tell that
Yes.
there. Listen, you could tell that there was an issue. Look at what, and I believe that this stemmed from last year, and I'm going to tell you why. The last one in Jamaica, the Bahamian had more people in our national stadium a few of those days. I think for 20 days or a couple of sessions. Remember, they were making all kind of noise and carry on in the stadium. So I believe that the fact that there were so many Jamaicans there, almost outnumbering them, making so much noise, fueled some of this at this particular event.
Right here.
Do you think? Do you think?
HP, we have to end part one. Have to end part one because this have never part two, people.